Hello, and welcome to part 3 of our Educator Career Chat series. As an educator, you can make your impact on the world in a variety of ways that align best with your interests, personality, and your abilities. In this 4-part series, we are exploring best practices for exploring your career pathways within education and setting yourself up for success in the world of education and the education industry as a whole. When most of us think about careers for educators, one of the first positions that pops into our mind are teachers within K-12 education settings. And this is because we are highly familiar with teachers from the time we are in pre-K or kindergarten. However, there are other options for educators to make an impact and help others learn. It's important for you to explore your career pathways in education in order to find your current fit for this season of your life as an educator, but also to explore options for further on in your future of your career in education. We want to make sure that you're able to find your fit for now and in the future with regards to your interests, personality, and strengths. Today, we will be focusing on how we can utilize our professional networks to help us explore all of our career pathways and options that we have available to us. And we'll also discuss tools to help you get started on growing and maintaining your professional network. We will also discuss best practices for building and maintaining your network. All right, so a great place to start at all times is with a definition of what we're talking about. So what exactly is networking? Networking is interacting with other people to exchange information and form a working partnership, especially to further one's career or as related to one's career. When considering who can be a part of your professional network, the opportunities are absolutely endless. Anyone has the opportunity to be a part of your network, but it does depend on if you are communicating with them and networking with them effectively. The groups up on the screen are just some examples of groups of people that may be a part of your professional network. I'd like you to pause this webinar and take just a moment to reflect on specific people who are a part of your professional network. You can go ahead and use the groups on the screen as a starting point. You've likely heard at some point in your life that networking is crucial and incredibly important. But why is it so important? While networking is far more for just job and opportunity searching, there is research that shows that up to 85% of jobs are secured through networking. In addition, our connections create our knowledge base in relation to career opportunities. Did you know that 85% of jobs are filled through employee referral? The more connections you have, the greater opportunities for referral you have to different opportunities that might be best for you. In addition, you have a higher likelihood of knowing about opportunities before they're posted, or if they're not posted at all, if you have a greater size of your professional network. Lifelong learning is always a focus for our Sun Devils as we engage in our professional careers. You can engage in professional development and learning, not only about your career pathway in exploring career options, but also in regards to industry trends because of your professional network. Networking also gives you a great opportunity to give back to others within your industry, especially new professionals in the future. We certainly want you to connect back with us to help others continue learning about their own career pathways and within the industry. So it's certainly a give and take relationship in regards to lifelong learning and professional development. Whether you are exploring career interest areas, industries, job functions, organizations, or specific job positions, your network can help you continuously explore different options that might be there at your disposal by offering insights into your areas of interest through their own knowledge and experience. You can also learn from others' career pathways, career trajectories, and their own exploration through conversations with your network. While networking certainly happens at both in-person and virtual career fairs and mixers, With the focus on networking, networking can occur anywhere with a career or industry focused, and even in places with alternate focuses. And the suggestions up on the screen are by no means an exhaustive list. When most of us think about networking, we often picture those really large career-focused fairs or mixers, and that can be a little bit intimidating. I know I'm an introvert, and when I was in college, I was really scared of attending networking events because that's all I thought was out there for me in regards to networking. So a few of my favorite ways to network as an introvert are professional associations. If you get involved in professional associations, you can provide an outlet for your work to speak for yourself through large conferences or committee work. And this is a way that you can connect with both small and large groups in relation to your industry. You can also network through your current opportunities. Whether you have a job, an internship, or you volunteer somewhere, networking with those around you while still being engaged with your work is an amazing way to connect with those and develop authentic connections with those that are around you. You can develop that authentic relationship that can then be beneficial to you and you can maintain in the future. My third best tip for introverts networking is to start online and also maintain your network online. Utilizing online tools and platforms is a great way to start, but it's also a great way to reconnect and continue to update and be updated by your professional network. There are a number of resources for finding new connections and expanding your professional network around what you love. Meetup.com, Network After Work, and Toastmasters are great ways that you can utilize online resources to find events and people to connect with. Joining and engaging in professional associations, like I've previously mentioned, is another way to find people with commonalities to grow your network and to get involved within your industry. We will further discuss how you can utilize Handshake, LinkedIn, and the ASU Mentor Network in order to get connected back with ASU in regards to our resources to help you network. Whether you are currently seeking out networking opportunities or taking advantage of everyday opportunities to connect, it is important to be prepared to build and maintain your network. Crafting a powerful introduction can help you feel more comfortable when meeting new people. Preparing an informational interview will help you treat every meeting as an opportunity to learn from your connections. And establishing an online presence will give yourself a platform for keeping updated with your network and finding new people to connect with. Crafting a powerful introduction doesn't have to be as scary as it seems. There are some steps up on the screen to craft your own powerful introduction with your present, past, and future in mind. Jotting down some notes on the following prompts is a great way to prepare yourself for meeting new professionals. You can utilize a powerful introduction in person, virtually, or over the phone. Keep in mind, this is just a starting point. Take conversation clues if you're in person with someone or communicating via the phone. And keep in mind that your powerful introduction should have some of your personality infused. You don't want to sound super scripted when you're talking to someone. So again, keep in mind this is a starting point, and one of my best practices is actually to just do bullet points rather than creating a full script for yourself, because when we have a full script, we tend to come off a little robotic, stiff, and scripted. Keep in mind the most effective introductions are about 30 seconds, but can also be adapted to about 60 seconds for different types of introductions. Powerful introductions are also great to infuse into your Handshake or LinkedIn profile for your short biography or your summary. You want to also make sure that you are preparing for informational interviews before you even have them. An informational interview is an informal meeting with a person who has a job title or works in an industry that you aspire to get into. Informational interviews are for research and informational purposes only. They are not an opportunity to ask for a job or other opportunity. You should make sure that your goals are clear when outreaching to a professional for a potential informational interview. And keep in mind, you can conduct these in person, over the phone, or virtually via video call, depending on what your level of comfortability is with the other person that you're informational interviewing, their comfortability with you, and the time that you both have. All right, my third best practice is to start building your online presence. Handshake is a great first stop for establishing your online presence, as it is a hub for all things career at Arizona State University. You can schedule one-on-one advising appointments through Career and Professional Development Services, see career-related events connected with Arizona State University, and browse jobs, internships, and other opportunities, all in this one place. Once you log on to activate your profile, you can build out your profile with your experience, projects, career interests, and more. You can even upload your resume. You can make your profile public to employers and see some information in regards to the recruiter contact for specific opportunities and for organizations. If you're hoping to learn more about an organization or about a specific opportunity, Handshake is a great way to see that recruiter information, do a quick Google search, and get email or phone contact information for that recruiter. That way you can schedule an informational interview to learn more about that opportunity, that organization, or your industry. If the recruiter isn't the best person for you to be speaking to learn those pieces of information, they're often great people to connect you with others at their organization. You can also begin informational interviewing with students, your peers at ASU, in addition to ASU alum, on Handshake, as you will be able to see which students have worked at certain opportunities if both you and that other student or alumni has their profile public to other students and alumni. So if you're heavily interested in an organization or an opportunity, you can reach out to a student or an alum who has previously worked at that internship or job opportunity. You can also see reviews for some organizations from your peers, so be on the lookout for those. As you're seeing those pop up on your Handshake profile, if your profile is public to both employers and students and alumni, you can reach out for informational interviews by utilizing the ASU directory to look up those folks. Keep in mind, Google is also your best friend for finding LinkedIn profiles for different people if you're unable to find them in the ASU directory. Don't forget, you can have your Handshake profile reviewed by our office with an appointment that you can schedule via Handshake. Coming soon, the ASU Mentor Network will be coming this fall, so be on the lookout for that. You want to make sure you're connecting with your Sun Devil network. So this will be an opportunity for you to connect with ASU alum, ASU faculty and staff, and industry professionals within the Sun Devil network for both short-term and long-term mentorship opportunities. This is a great way to learn from the folks who have one thing in common with you at least. You're friends of ASU or alum of ASU. So reaching out to these folks is going to be excellent for learning more about different career trajectories, career pathways within education, but also about best practices for setting yourself up for success within your career in education. Building a profile on LinkedIn is only the first step within LinkedIn. We have LinkedIn profile development and review appointments within our office where you can ensure that you're making the most out of your LinkedIn profile. And we can even help you build it if you have some rough bones and at least an account set up with LinkedIn. Once you have built your profile, it's time to begin connecting with professionals who are in your network or alum that you're finding with some tools that are a part of LinkedIn. And it's also time for you to follow influencers, organizations, or industries. You also want to make sure you're liking and commenting on content that's showing up in your LinkedIn newsfeed or that you're finding by following your influencers. You also want to make sure you're sharing content such as professional development articles or industry relevant information that you're finding online with your own LinkedIn network. And you can even write your own content on LinkedIn. The more active and engaged you are on LinkedIn, the more opportunity you have to build and maintain your network. You can also utilize other tools that are a part of LinkedIn, such as their job and internship searching functions, and the alumni search tool. Over 300,000 ASU alum are connected to Arizona State University on LinkedIn. If you go to ASU's public page and click on the See Alumni button, you have access to this database where you can search for alum based on where they live, where they work, their industry, their job function, keywords, what they studied, and more. Using these filters can help you find alumni to network with and to help you explore career pathways within education, your career interest areas, industries of interest, specific job functions, and more. Once you have identified an alum, you can learn more about their career trajectory and career pathway by viewing their profile. You can then reach out to connect with them with a personalized message where you can ask for an informational interview, and certainly make sure that you're citing that you're an ASU alum, as that's your one commonality with this person, or at least your one commonality with this person. So if you want to reach out and ask for an informational interview, there are some best practices. You can actually see an example up on the screen. At first, you might feel strange about reaching out to a professional that you don't know, but keep in mind, you already have this one thing in common with them. You're a part of the Sun Devil Network. When you reach out, don't forget to add a personalized message introducing yourself, letting them know how you found them, the alumni search tool, and what you're interested in. For example, a 20-minute informational interview via the phone. This is a great way to utilize your powerful introduction that you've crafted as a means for asking for an informational interview to help you with your career exploration. My biggest advice is to remember that your network is not only for opportunity searching and referrals. Networking forms a give and take relationship that needs attention and maintenance. It's not just about setting up some online profiles and jumping in and starting to job search. Your network is a living piece of who you are as a professional. So you need to devote time and attention to building and maintaining your network. Here are some other best practices for utilizing your network to explore career opportunities. First impressions are incredibly important. If you're in person, make sure that you're giving eye contact, but it's okay to blink. You want to make sure that you have a firm handshake, but not too firm. And you want to make sure that you're communicating clearly with that other person and utilizing great professional communication skills. If you're communicating via mediated methods, such as a phone conversation or a video call conversation, you want to make sure that you have a professional greeting, such as, "Hello, this is Jacqueline." You also want to make sure you have good cell reception or Wi-Fi. Make sure you're in a quiet place and that you have no distractions. Another best practice is to make sure that you're organizing who is going to call whom. No matter what, make sure that you're prepared with questions or a topic to cover, especially if you're reaching out for an informational interview. If you're attending a networking event or other industry event, or if you even just run into somebody at an elevator, I would still suggest to start brushing up on some small talk that you can make with other people while you're networking that's both career related and non-career related. As always, make sure that you're on time, gracious, and respectful when communicating with others, as we always have opportunities to be building our professional network. Keep in mind, you only have one opportunity to make a great first impression. Make sure that you're actively listening and showcasing genuine interest in the other person that you're connecting with. Ensure you are prepared, organized, and energized. Keep in mind the purpose of your appointment and attending the event if you're at a networking event. While you may not be interviewing during your networking experiences, you always want to be dressed professionally in order to give a great first impression, if you will be networking in person or via video call. I suggest dressing business casual for informational interviews or one-on-one meetings, and dressing business casual to business professional for larger events. Always, always, always make sure you're following up and keeping connected with your contacts. If you're interested in learning more about professional communication while networking, following up, or just living your everyday life, make sure to tune in to our first Educator Career Chat on professional communication, which is viewable on YouTube on both the Mary Lou Fulton Teachers College channel and the Career and Professional Development Services Education Career Interest Area playlist on YouTube. All right, the webinar content is concluded. I'd love for you to pause this webinar before you completely sign off and think about one thing that you will do in the next 24 hours to put yourself on the path to success in relation to networking, to exploring your career options. Some examples of this might be crafting your own powerful introduction, activating, updating your Handshake profile, creating a LinkedIn profile, or utilizing the alumni search tool to find someone to informational interview with. Take a moment to reflect and keep in mind the sooner you start, the further you're going to go. Be on the lookout for the ASU Mentor Network, which will be launching here soon, and begin finding some short-term and long-term networking partners within the Sun Devil Network to engage in some career exploration with.